Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me in another of my wonderful interviews. Been a while since I've had an interview. Well, it is that season, is it not? People are out and about and enjoying the wonderful sunshine, and I thought they were trying to dim the sun and stop it happening. Well, maybe they're just preventing the rain from coming along so we have a good old drought and affect the farmers. Who knows? Anyway, because people are out and about, perhaps they're over at festivals and enjoying some truth and freedom. And so I thought it would be good to find out a little bit about one of the events that I've been very kindly invited to. And that is, of course, the Weekend Truth Festival. Some people know it as WTF, but we'll give you a reason why not to search for that in a moment. And the lady who organises that is Nick. So I'm going to bring her on. Hello, Nick. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Richard. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. And, well, thank you for inviting me along to take part in the festival. And I'm sure you're going to be able to tell me what exactly you'd like me to do up there, because I seem to be quite flexible at a number of things.
Yeah.
But before we get on to that, let's just say where and when it is, so we get those things out so people can instantly get that. And I'll put the graphic up to tell them at the same time. So this year's Weekend Truth Festival is when, Nick?
So it's on the 22nd to the 25th of August up in Cumbria. It's Western Lakes, which is near Workington.
Lovely. And is that reasonably easy to find?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to find, but I perhaps should have put it on the flyer actually, because it's if you go on to what three words, it's thinker.sketching.pinks. And it
Say that one more time.
So it's thinker.sketching.pinks.
Right.
And that takes you straight to the gate.
And I assume, of course, that people will see lots of trucks and vans and all the sort of things that you expect to see at a festival making their way there anyway. So just probably follow the snake, as it were, as you get into it. And now this will be the first time that I've been there, so I'm completely new to this one. So let's find out a little bit about the history, about how it came to be.
Okay, so obviously things happened and we sort of got locked down and we got the vaccine and all those things. And basically I was sort of awake before then. I was into sort of, I mean, I don't really like the word awake because we know it's a thing for the dead. But I was into that kind of thing. I was following a lot of David Icke stuff. And this came along and I just immediately, I was like, oh God, I literally thought I'd be dead when this happens. So you can imagine the shock. I was like, oh no, I'm actually going to be alive. So it was like, oh, right, okay, so what happens now? And things happened. And then I found Telegram. And then I also found Rebels on Roundabouts run by Stephen Sue, who are amazing. I went there for a little while and then stopped going there and went to Buxton Freedom Hub because I answered Kev, who did this festival with me last year. I emailed him and he was like, yeah, come on down. And the rest is sort of history. I went there for every Tuesday for about 2 years, helped set up. I was the setter up of the bits and bobs, you know, the speakers and all that. I mean, I'm not very good at that, but I could do it. I could get by. So I did that and went around selling raffle tickets and just got really involved. I absolutely loved it. And then one day I saw an advert for a festival in Mexico. And that was, I booked, I went, it was in Acapulco with Jeff Berwick. And I remember standing at the thing and it was grand by comparison to some of our festivals. It was beautiful. It was in the gardens. It was beautiful. And I stood there and just thought, I think I could do this. And here I am.
And here you are doing it. So, well, that sounds amazing. And of course, it's in August, so fingers crossed. I mean, this is England, of course. Who knows what the weather is going to be? And it can be quite grim. But luckily, we Brits are quite used to the changeable weather. So we will put up with all sorts if we are prepared. You know, we shove the wellies in the back and a raincoat. And then, of course, you know, don't forget your Speedos. Because if the sun does come out, you might want to wear them. You wouldn't catch me in them, but you never know. One's got to be optimistic. about the sunshine anyway. So you've got, I was looking on the graphic there, you've got a huge lineup of people, talkers and bits and pieces going on. So maybe you could tell us then, talk us through who you've got and what, if anyone's never been there and are thinking, as people are, as you say, don't like the word wake, but waking up all the time and thinking, I'd love to come along, what
Yeah.
can we expect?
Excuse me, my mouth's dead dry. What can we expect? So we're predominantly speaker based, and what we planned, what we planned last year was a little bit of solutions and people telling the stories, because at that point it was quite a poignant thing to have people telling their story. This year, it kind of rerouted itself somehow, and we ended up. I'm passionate about the farmer thing, so and obviously the beautiful food that should be on our plates that we haven't got on our plates, and yeah, I had to go to. By the way, I had to go to 3 festivals to learn how to do festivals because I've never been to a festival.
Right.
So, and I think that's quite a good point. But people will see the speakers really that it's a serious subject, and I think we're one of the festivals that are more serious in lots of ways. Don't get me wrong, we have a lot of fun as well, but we're more serious and we want to get things. We want solutions. We want to break down the barriers. We want the truth to come out. I eat, sleep, and breathe truth from the moment I wake up. I dream about it. It's like it's all encompassing, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. But I just, you know in your gut, don't you, that you're doing the right thing. So that's the essence of like what I'm trying to put into the festival. And Kev last year, he did it with me. He can't do it with it for work reasons, but he can't be here this year. So that's the sort of thing. It's like our ethos, to find solutions really, and make everyone, see that there is an alternative.
Absolutely. So I mean, this is a good reason why if people haven't booked out that week in August, of course, is to come along because and I always say this, you get a chance to not only listen to speakers who you may have seen on YouTube channels or Rumble or wherever, but you can get a chance to meet them in the flesh, make your own opinion about them, poke them, see if they're real, and ask them the questions that it isn't ordinarily easy to do using social media platforms.
Yeah.
So so who have you got coming?
So we've got yourself. We have Clive Edwards, the bowler hat farmer, which is Mark. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, they're all amazing, to be honest. I'm going to have to get my list out because I might forget.
Yeah, no, sure.
We've got Rachel Russell. She's a lovely lady. She's so high vibe. She'll just bring, the essence of the whole day up. She's awesome. Mark Wilkinson. I don't know if you've heard of Mark Wilkinson. He's
the name rings a bell, but it might be a different one.
It could be. Well, it could definitely be because I put something on Facebook the other day and tagged Mark Wilkinson in it. It was the wrong Mark Wilkinson.
Right there.
I got the message, Nick, you've tagged the wrong Mark Wilkinson. Who'd have thought it? We've got. He's basically what he's doing is he's attempting to create a different kind of voting system. I'm not going to pretend that I understand exactly how it works, but his energy and his vibes off the scale. He came to WTF last year and he met with all the speakers and he got them all on board, and he will be telling his story of how to do it and how you can break the spell of having to vote a certain type of way. He's a genius, but I don't understand him, but he's a genius.
But that's the thing, isn't it? We need we need innovative ideas, and that's where these sort of events really help because people hear somebody's idea, they can get involved, they can come up with their own ideas. It's a great thing to do.
Yeah, it is, and he's passionate about it as well. He's relentless. He just doesn't give up. We've got Liz Natural Green Betty. She's into like the herbs and the remedies, and she's quite new. And she's doing the stuff that I don't know enough about. So in terms of like tinctures and all the kinds of things that some wonderful people that I know do, she'll be explaining all about the benefits of that. We also have Toshi, which is crypto.
Yeah,
Um, have you
I know
spoken
him
to
of old.
Toby?
Pardon?
Have you spoken
I
to
have.
Toby?
Yes, he has actually appeared on the show a couple of times actually, and has been persuading me into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's not really my area of expertise or knowledge, so I'm a little bit resistant. Only because I do like to be able to scratch a window with something,
Yes. Yeah,
you know.
I agree with it. Yeah.
But open to all ideas.
Yeah, for sure. He's coming. He's lovely. Um, Also, we've got. Did I mention Dolores? I think.
Not yet.
Okay, so Dolores.
Ha!
Um,
There we go.
Dolores is coming. She came last year and she hosted for the whole weekend.
Wow.
She did the, honestly, she was amazing. She also, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but she also told Sky News what they couldn't,
I did see that. Yes,
which was yeah, that's
that was fantastic. Put them right
funny
on
to
notice.
watch. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, I mean, we did have a bit of criticism about Sky coming, but it gave other people that never even understood that there was a freedom movement chance to see because it was on mainstream media. So we got the emails, like, oh my God, we didn't realize that you could do this. But there's, people were, talking about this in groups and going to festivals. They didn't know. So there's a plus for everything. And to be fair, he didn't do us too bad a job.
No,
I don't,
no, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't too grim. And as you say, I mean, it is quite surprising
yeah.
because when you're in the circuit and you're in the Goldfish Bowl, you think everybody now knows, and then you suddenly realise actually there's a whole load of people who don't know. And if they can see through the mainstream media's, slightly wobbly take,
Yeah.
and actually, as you say, get in touch with you, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it was. It was, you finish the festival and then you're getting these emails. It was just, I loved it. I loved every minute of
Yeah.
it. I've definitely got the festival bug. Okay, so we've got Victoria, the midwife.
Oh yes, she was on the show recently.
Yeah, I saw her.
Fascinating lady she is.
Oh, I know. Well, ironically, I booked her like a while ago, and I just because I didn't really know that much about her, and people had said certain things, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to book her, and it's actually I'm glad that I have because she's got a great story to tell, and obviously she said it to you, and people will be able to see her real time that she's actually had a massive win with the courts.
Yeah.
You know,
for me, the highlight of my interview with her was when she said what we do with the birth certificate when they register separately the placenta, and to me it was like so many people are talking about it, but she's done it as part of her job, which is very unusual to hear, and so one can sort of say, well, we have, well, at least we have. Real hearsay, as it were, because unless you actually do something yourself, you don't fully know. But I've no reason to doubt that's what goes on.
Yeah, and I've no reason to doubt either. And at this point, I think I believe almost anything that they're doing is wrong. I think I can't remember his name, but he did a book, and I think it's called 180.
Oh yes, absolutely. Old Greenwood Ferguson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember him. He's actually been on at Buxton as well. He's a great guy. So we also have, last year we had a speaker for the health, and this year we've got Annie Barr. She's just over the border in Scotland. She's coming down. She does her own health clinic and does some amazing work. She's healed herself. So she'll tell that story and show people where to go and what they can do. Because there is somewhere in Ireland that you can go to, but I've not really found anyone yet. Just Annie really, that does everything that sort of Mark Atwood does.
Right.
And that kind of thing. So, yeah. We've also got my favourite author, Gary Fraun.
Good old Gary.
I'm going to have a book crush, man. That's what I'm going to have. Because, honestly, I read his book and I was like, oh, you just think, wow, this is like, it's enlightening. It
put all the pieces together.
Yeah. And the way he tells it, because it could be quite boring. What he's talking about could be boring, and I bore really easily. And I read the whole thing. I'm not going to say I can remember it. 57, my memory's shot with all these things that are flying from the sky and everything else. So I have to be careful what I store in there these days.
Yes.
Have I mentioned Clive Edwards?
You did briefly at the beginning, but Clive. I know Clive. He's a lovely chap.
He's amazing, isn't he?
He is amazing.
Yeah,
he's very much on the money.
Yeah, he's achieved rather a lot, I think.
Yes.
And he's dogged about it as well. He literally, jugular. That's sort of him, and people will love to see him because he's like you. He's out there. He's honest. He just tells it like it is, and yeah, he's coming anyway.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time for Clive because I've learnt a lot from him.
Yes, I bet you have. Absolutely.
And I've been to his farm. I've been to his farm. Yeah, so I can vouch for him as a genuine man.
Yeah, he's lovely.
Who practice what he preaches, which
Yeah,
is good.
He does indeed, and it's a hard road.
Yeah.
And a scary one until you've actually started to do it. You don't realise just, how it impacts your life and all the other things. But he's obviously a very strong character. We've got David Shayler.
Oh, yes.
I know he's ex-MI5.
Gosh, that sounds good. I know the name, but I can't put the face to him.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't think I've seen a picture of him. I've got a picture of him on the website, but that's a picture of him dressed up as a woman. So,
right.
Yeah, he dresses up as a woman, and he makes a damn good looking one, I have to say.
Fair enough.
What can I say?
Why
Absolutely.
not? I wish I could get away with it, but
yeah, he's got a lot to say. I mean, he knows so much, and he will fill in a lot of dots that people perhaps won't understand from that perspective, because we don't have that perspective to be able to connect those dots. So yeah, I'm thrilled he's coming. We have Ben Hunt. I don't know if you've ever spoke to Ben Hunt. He did the sort of the meat diet with Phil Ascott.
Right. I may have got him in my head, or may have got him confused with another Ben with a similar name. So I've interviewed so many people that sometimes people ask me, and they say, and then I meet them in the flesh, and I've spoken to them like we are over Zoom, and I don't recognise them at all. And they say, well, I've been on your show. It's very embarrassing.
No, it's not.
I only see a 2D version of them, and I've spent an hour with them a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And I go, do you know what? Yeah, it's suddenly come back to me. So
and
apologies.
that's me doing that thing again, isn't it? Expecting everybody to know everything. And
well, this is it.
Mine's all written down, so I've got an added advantage, haven't I? Otherwise, I completely forget. Honestly, you've got that much stuff in your head, haven't you?
Yeah. And there's so many wonderful people out there, and we just don't get time to meet everybody, and you're with people very fleetingly, and they introduce themselves and then they disappear again, and you're onto something else, and you go, wait a minute, did I meet you? Did I not meet you? And names pop up and disappear. So
sure.
Ben, if I have met you, I apologize if I have forgotten you. It's not intentional.
I can't remember my own name half the time, honestly.
Well, this is it.
I had a conversation with my daughter the other day, and we were talking about, I wanted to tell her about this pyramid. And honestly, I could say, right, it's Egypt. It's this sand. Pyramid. For the life of me, I just couldn't think of the word pyramid. So
yeah,
that's my life as it stands. Who else have we got? We have Dr. Jo Whittaker.
Oh, yes. She's been on the show.
Yeah, she does the water, and she sent me a lovely little thing for the back of my phone. What do they call it where they have stops the rain?
Oh yes, yes, like an orgone energy thing, or something like that. I mean, there's orgone, there's shungite, there's scanar, or there's so many.
I feel protected now.
Yes,
and we've got Nikita Stark as well. She's actually going to sing.
Oh, lovely.
With us as well, which is great. She's going to sing with the dance band who are playing on the Friday, which will be amazing. She's got a lovely voice. She does home births, and
brilliant.
She's passionate about that, and she has some great stories and lots of ways for people to have their birth at home. Larry Cypress, the Albion Zodiac. Who else? Oh, we've got Warren Lee.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Warren, I've had him on the show a few times. Yeah, he's a lovely chap.
He is, and he's amazing. I mean, he's done some great work. That he's kind of he reminds me a little bit of he's a character with the big tash and a bit. What's he called? That the famous one. See what I mean? I'm doing it already, aren't I? The famous one that does M equals MC squared.
Oh, well, like Einstein.
Thank you. He reminds me of Einstein.
Yes. Yes, he's got a very 1970s look about him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
That's not a bad thing.
Kate Shemirani.
Oh yes.
She's booked and she's down for coming, and I don't see why any reason why she wouldn't be. And she'll be doing her talk.
Excellent.
And who else have we got? I told you, Mark Steele.
Oh, good old Mark Steele.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
coming along. He's sort of going to be doing the 5G thing, and
Scaring us rigid again
yeah,
with what they're doing. But we have to know.
yeah. And last year he stuck the thing
But the
on
magnets
the
and
magnet
things.
on Sky's on his arm. So yeah, so he's coming again. I can't wait to see him. We've got Claire, the oily witch. She does all
Oh
kinds
yes.
of stuff. Do you know the oily witch?
Well, I've met. Yes, we've met. I've met the oily witch.
Awesome. She's
Lovely lady.
yeah, she is. And we're having. I think everyone laughs at this, and I don't think they should because Chico's coming. You know, it's Chico time.
Oh yes, that's right. Chico time.
So he. I don't know. I've seen. I don't know if you've seen any of his stuff. You probably haven't, but he does Who Breath, and he's amazing. He does his own workshops. He goes to different places, traveling around. So he's going to do Who Breath, and he's going to actually be singing as well. So
Fantastic. Oh well, that will give us a good old smile, won't it?
yeah, and I'm just thinking now. I hope I've not left anybody out. Oh, Carly. Carly's coming.
Oh, Carly Spells.
Yes. Yeah, Carly's coming. And if I've left anyone out, I feel awful. But I
Well,
think that's
I
it.
mean, the great thing about this sort of go on.
The Good Food Project.
Ah, Steve and Jane from the Good
Yeah,
Food Project. Absolutely, yeah,
I'm
they are lovely,
I'm thrilled.
and yeah, they're very nice. I'm working again with them in September with Barbara O'Neill in Scotland. So yeah, but they're lovely people, and they do their very best to give an alternative online supermarket, I suppose, is
Yeah,
what they might
it's
call it.
amazing. I was looking at it today. So that meat looks really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're very good because we get stuff from them, and it's all good quality, and it comes beautifully packed and all of that. So yeah, thoroughly recommend them. But I was going to say, if we've forgotten anybody or anything like that, I mean, the beauty of this is it's not AI. This is real life, and real people make mistakes. They're fallible, and there's nothing wrong with being fallible.
Okay, so one thing I do want to mention is like the most important thing personally for me, and I know for a lot of people, which I've kind of spoke to you about, and I've definitely spoke to Mark Byford about. We're doing a table of truth this year, where we're getting farmers. So John the farmer whose land it is, he's going to get a couple of farmers that are not quite the dipping the toe in the water, should I say?
Right.
Because now's the time.
Yes.
I'm going to have a round the table of truth where we can sort of. I've kind of left 2 hours for that, and I'm hoping that 2 hours will be enough. It can be longer, and I don't want to bore people. I think the time will go so fast looking at the solutions, listening to the public, listening to the people, what they want. There's things that we can do better. There's things that would probably, couldn't, make any better than what it already is. So the table of truth really is just something. It's a bit of a cliche thing to say, table of truth, but that's exactly what it's going to be, and that's really. And that idea initially came from Dolores.
Oh, right. Well,
Yeah,
good old Dolores.
I know.
I mean, so I presume that's like a panel show, as
Yes.
it were. People, a bit like what's that? Any questions or any whatever it's called
In
on the
time.
yeah, Question Time. That's right. I used to listen to the radio, BBC Radio, which was questioned. What was the other one? Whatever I said first. I don't listen to them anymore. I haven't listened to them for ages.
I don't.
I've forgotten what the initials BBC stand for. I'm sure there are some not very nice initial words for those. But anyway, no, that sounds excellent, and I think 2 hours is a good time because I think you're right. The audience will want to contribute, and it's nice that they can, and then the panelists will have an opportunity to speak freely, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, of course. And we've got things that we've got workshops. We've got a lady coming who does the laughter, which I've never.
Oh, right.
Done. When one starts laughing and then everyone's like,
And everyone's laughing. Yeah, that's there'll be no tears in that one. Only tears of laughter.
yeah, I know, and I can't wait to do that because I'm going to make sure that I'm there for that because it is
Absolutely.
hilarious. So I'm going to do that. But we've also got this year we've got Yogi G and the Family Tree. That's Roetta's on backing vocals, and Gaz Whelan from Happy Mondays. He's in the band, and they've created this band, and the music's really good. I really like it. And they're going to be filming their documentary. So,
Oh, wow.
and they're on the Sunday with just before Mark Devlin.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So Mark Devlin's there as well.
Yeah, and we've got DJ Marcus. So the whole thing's going to be amazing, honestly. Can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait. Well, there we are. It's going to be fantastic. I mean, it's so full of names that many of the audience will know and perhaps not had a chance to see it. I mean, that is one of the issues. There's so much to see, isn't it? It's packing it all in,
yeah,
and getting round to see it all. But what an amazing lineup!
Yeah, we've also got, do you know Sue and Steve from Rebels on Roundabouts? So Steve's actually coming this year.
Oh, brilliant!
He does all the filming. He's got his little machine that goes out and films it all. So he'll be doing that. And Sue, his wife, is the stage manager, and she's like, get on, get off. She's like, ugh. So she's brilliant. She did it last year. Honestly, that's the one thing I didn't have to think about last year was that. And Steve's coming along, and he's been going out with a board on either side saying keep men out of women's spaces, that type of thing. And he's been getting some really, really good feedback, actually. And he's starting to create conversations that in town centres that perhaps wouldn't have happened. So yeah, I've been following him. It's been really good. Yeah, interesting.
Gosh, that is really good. It's very, very exciting. So if you're watching this, gentle viewer, and you're thinking, my goodness, this sounds very exciting. It is. I'm very excited to be there. All those great names. Some of them have been on my show. Some of them have yet to be on my show. And it would be great, from my point of view, to meet some of these wonderful people. And of course, you can come along and see it all. And it's all... now, how do we get tickets?
Well, you go to www.weekendtruthfestival.co.uk.
At the beginning, I mentioned if people search for WTF, they may not find the ticket line. So we just want to stress that Weekend Truth Festival is what they should be searching for.
Yes.
So that you come to the right venue for one thing and see the right festival. Because who knows what you might end up with. 22nd to the 25th of August, 2025. That's not so long now, in something like six or 7 weeks.
Wow.
And are you all ready for it?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it before, so
yeah.
I think last year I found afterwards I was like, oh, I didn't do that, did this wrong, did that wrong. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to learn from that. So, and for a woman that in 2023 had never done a festival, never even been to a festival, and now I'm doing it on my own. But I have just today had a conversation with a lovely lady called Jane, who's going to help me do some of the paperwork stuff and the harder things, because it's a lot to do on your own.
Oh, I can. Yeah, I mean, some of these events, they just take all year, don't they? And people are working on it almost day and night.
Yeah.
Well, so well done, you, Nick, and big thank you for organising it, because these are the sort of events that we need to see happening so that people can have access to the speakers, to people who have knowledge, and a chance to let their hair down or take it completely off, as in my case, and relax and leave the worries at the gate.
Absolutely.
Brilliant stuff. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and telling me all about it.
Thank you.
I shall look forward to meeting you again in person, because we've met before previously. But so there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get the tickets. I'll leave the link in the description, so go there and get them early. Book early to avoid disappointment, presumably.
Absolutely.
Because it sounds and looks like we're going to have a fantastic summer, which is great. So fingers crossed for the weather. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Nick, thank you so much for coming on. I will be back with more interviews in due course. I'm still finishing off my book, which is why I haven't been doing so many interviews at the moment, but I hope to get that done and dusted so I can get back to it. But in the meantime, I will be there doing my monologues and all that sort of nonsense, and out and about doing my trips to festivals and talks and things. So thank you for watching. Thank you to Nick, and see you next time. Bye for now.